Hacker leaks Grand Theft Auto 6 footage while under police custody. Oh, it practically sells itself. Hacker is such an aloof and sexy term thanks to Hollywood's glamorization of hot men smoldering at 8 monitors with varying looks of triumph and disappointment as they click-clack away on the keyboard and garble-farbled tech jargon. Fa! I've disarticulated the Ethernet cable from the jack with the frame of my chosen seating apparatus again. Hacker can also be a scary term thanks to fear-mongering from government institutions looking to get a pay bump to fight off a virtual, unstoppable boogeyman. When something is hacked, it is rarely through ungodly bending of hardware, software, and the internet. More often than not, it's because of the old tried-and-true phishing scams with fake emails, or an employee was tricked into giving out information way above their pay grade. In 2021, one such teenager by the name of Arion Kurtaj targeted Britain's biggest broadband provider, BT Group. He stole internal files and made the demand of $4 million for their safe return, otherwise he would delete all of the data from their servers. BT Group resolved the matter without giving in. Nothing was leaked or tampered with, and Kurtaj was apprehended in January 2022. In April of that year, he was charged with 3 counts of unauthorized access to a computer with intent to impair the reliability of data, 1 count of fraud by false representation, and 1 count of unauthorized access to a computer with intent to hinder access to data. Is it data or data? Anywho, he stole data he shouldn't have. After his release, Arion Kurtaj set his sights on NVIDIA, and in February of 2022, he made public claims to having accessed a terabyte of sensitive information. This time, instead of bluffing, he leaked employee credentials and threatened to publicly release the rest of the company's secrets, including the details of the rumored RTX 3090 Ti. The demands were in. If NVIDIA wanted to prevent the leaks, they had to remove the crypto mining limitations on their graphics card and make their drivers open source. As before, no one was quite sure how Arion Kurtaj gained access to the information, but the matter was quietly resolved by NVIDIA and he was arrested once more. It was these events that led to his biggest hacking spree yet. Reportedly, Arion Kurtaj had been under surveillance for about a year because security researchers suspected him of being the ringleader for the online hacker group known as Lapsus, $. What? Relatively new, the group was making a name for itself by claiming responsibility for the hacks on Microsoft, Cisco, Samsung, and Okta in 2022. Microsoft went on the offensive and took away some of the mystique behind the group. They confirmed the security breach in a public announcement and described the tactics employed by the group as a pure extortion and destruction model without deploying ransomware payloads. Rowdy teenagers without a cause, phishing and blackmailing individuals for Bitcoin and corporations for attention. So it's less surprising then that Kurtaj's business partners turned on him. Days before his arrest, rival hackers released all of Arion Kurtaj's personal information, everything from his online aliases to pictures of him fishing. Nothing is sacred. Because the details were out for all to see, he was placed under police protection in a travel lodge. Why they didn't keep him in a more low-tech facility like a barn, I'll never know. The police confiscated his laptop, but he didn't need it. With a smartphone, an Amazon Fire Stick, and the TV in his hotel room, Kurtaj set his eyes on Revolut, Uber, and Rockstar Games. The main tactic he used is known as a fatigue attack. This is when you get someone's personal information through phishing or buying it off the shady parts of the internet, and then you try to log in with it. If the victim has 2-factor authorization, then they'll receive a message asking if they want to allow access. If you receive this message and you're not trying to log into anything, then you just ignore it. The hacker then tries again and again and again and again, spamming the 2-factor authorization with the hopes that eventually the person will be confused or agitated enough to press yes in an effort to make the spam stop. The hacker then has access to whatever they were trying to get into. In many cases, the goal is to get into Slack. It's like a corporate group chat, a virtual candy store for hackers. On the first day, Kurtaj gained access to the information of 5,000 customers of Revolut, a neobank and financial technology company. 2 days later, he went after the ride-sharing service known as Uber. He bought the information of one of their contractors through the dark web and used it to get access to higher-up accounts before causing nearly $3 million in damages. And it's through the same brute force spamming methods that Arion Kurtaj gained access to one of gaming's most anticipated releases, Grand Theft Auto 6. Once inside Rockstar's official Slack, he typed, "I am not a Rockstar employee, I am an attacker." 3 days later, on September 18, 2022, he leaked 90 videos to the Grand Theft Auto forum showing 50 minutes of work-in-progress Grand Theft Auto 6 footage. Our first look into Grand Theft Auto 6 came from a hacker. and he threatened to publish the Grand Theft Auto 5 source code as well if Rockstar didn't contact him within 24 hours. His spree finally came to an end when his police protection unit searched his hotel room and discovered his tools of the trade, the smartphone, and the Amazon Fire Stick. Unfortunately, the Grand Theft Auto 5 source code was handed off to someone else, or a different hacker gained access to Rockstar's gaming property, as the source code for Grand Theft Auto 5 was leaked in December while Arion Kurtaj was under police custody. As of now, he's been sentenced to an indefinite hospital order due to severe autism, violent tendencies, and his outspoken desire to return to cybercrime as soon as possible. He's under lock and key, but the conversation of cyber safety has gotten louder during a time where most of our private information can be accessed with the press of a button. The younger generation of hackers has a better understanding of the devices they're being raised with, and cyber literacy is lacking in the older population. However, most of Kurtaj's success came from brute forcing and exploiting the people in the system and not the system itself. The thought of someone costing 3 major players in 3 different industries millions of dollars in damages blows my mind. But this is as much a cautionary tale about interpersonal security as it is cybersecurity. Is it less impressive, or more impressive to think someone inserted themselves and wreaked havoc on all these major businesses by simply spamming employees until they were let in?
This video is sponsored by Spell Rogue, your next deck-building roguelike obsession from Guidelight Games and Ghost Ship Publishing. Available now in early access. Cast powerful spells with the mythical mana dice as you manipulate rolls to duplicate, split, flip, and enchant your cards with spell effects to bend fate to your will. Because Spell Rogue has deck building and dice rolling, and that's double the nerd things. Experiment with dozens of legendary artifacts and hundreds of upgradable spells to build some truly wild combinations, and those will come in handy as you attempt to cleanse the land and annihilate the monstrous Void Walkers. Because let's be honest, voids are very dangerous and nobody should be walking anywhere near them. Head on over to Spell Rogue's Steam page to learn more about the game and join in on the early access adventure today, because those mana dice ain't gonna roll themselves.